Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 185. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music. And also check out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without further ado, let's get started with episode number 185. Ladies and gentlemen, am I senile yet? 22 years in the greatest country on earth. Yeah. Children, June 21st, 2020 marks the 22nd year I have been living in this wonderful country called the United States of America. Now, in this episode, I want to talk about some of the significant parts of my life throughout the last 22 years here in the United States. And with story time, kids, comes a bit of smoking time. And I'll tell you what, man. Today, been a lazy cunt all day. Trying to remedy a hangover. Been getting sucked into this thing called Salty Bets all day long. Shout out to the Maesters, Mike and Hugo, for introducing such godly things to this mortal. But listen. Being here in this country for 22 years, you don't realize how long it's been until you just sit down and think about it. And June 21st, 1998, I was a 6-year-old kid from South Korea who was crying when he got on the plane, knowing that he wasn't going to see his family. In my mind, I was never going to see them again, so I was crying on the plane for the first hour or two. And my mom was sitting right next to me, telling me that it was going to be okay. And it was when we landed in LAX on June 21st, 1998, that I knew everything was going to change. Even when you're a 6-year-old kid, like, you know, things are going to be different because you're not with the family you grew up with in Korea. And yeah. My parents, started creating a life in Los Angeles, putting me through school. Elementary was tough. It was a time where I was a kid that didn't know the language, didn't know the culture, and foreign people. So technically from a Korean standpoint, foreign people are anybody that are not Korean, right? So the first few years, it was a very difficult concept to try to understand. At least the first year, I would imagine. I remember, I'll tell you a really fucked up story. I remember the first time I saw a non-Asian person for the first time, specifically a black person, for the first time ever in my life. And I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, there's a person that's not the same, skin color as me. That's fucking crazy. And then you realize there's a white person that, oh my God, there's another fucking person that doesn't look anything like me. What the fuck? So I had multiple freak out moments like that when I was young in Los Angeles. And it's just crazy to me that from that point, we got to going into school, ingratiating ourselves in the culture and learning the language of English, which wasn't easy. I won't lie to you. English wasn't fucking easy. The first year of school, I was assigned to the first grade technically, but they said, you know what? There's no fucking point of you just staying in the first grade. There's not a significant jump from first to second grade, so just move on to second grade. And it was in the second grade where something clicked in my head with English, okay? And it might have started on the first time I've ever used the word because, okay? And I remember this very specifically because it was a math question in our math class in elementary school, second grade, Tulsa Elementary in Los Angeles, technically Reseda. What was it? No, actually Chatsworth. Holy fuck. Old man! Just barely memorizing details, but that shit was wild because when you realize that you're using a word for the first time and actually understand it, especially in a second language, it's a huge epiphany moment. Like a ta-da, like, oh fuck, you've unlocked a new weapon, like a video game, RPG shit. And from that point on, my English just skyrocketed. And that's not an ego thing. I mean, do you hear me now speaking English to you, motherfucker? Yeah. The eloquence of my speech is delectable. Riveting. Yes. Yes, kids. From listening to fucking audiobooks on, enunciating words to where I am now, it's just so fucking crazy that kid who was crying, from Korea and, terrified when he got to LAX and through the years just learning English and learning the culture, I became what I felt, part of this country. And for me, I thought LA was going to be forever. I did. I went to elementary there, graduated elementary school, Tulsa Elementary School, and went to Nobel Middle School. I was at Alfred B. Nobel Middle School. And I thought I was going to be in LA forever. I did. And it was when my parents told me that we were going to move to a city called Las Vegas, the place where we vacationed at to look at casinos. And for me, it was playing arcade games. And I thought, what the fuck are you talking about? We have a life here in Los Angeles. And again, as a kid at that age, you're just, again, freaking the fuck out. Like, I can't believe we're moving again. It feels like it hasn't been any time at all since we moved from Korea. Which, in fairness, I mean, looking back on it now, it's not a long time, but when you're a kid and you're 12 years old, it feels like a long time. Certainly it does. So, March 27, 2004, we moved to Las Vegas, and I had to actually look up some fucking paperwork to get that date confirmed. But yeah, I moved to Las Vegas, and man, I would say, obviously, living in this city for 18 years now, I would tell you that was the most significant event in my life, probably up to this point. And the reason why is it wasn't just the schooling, it was the added factor of religion. I became heavily involved in church, went there every motherfucking day, and made a lot of acquaintances, a lot of friends. Still got a lot of great friends that I talk to on the regular from the old church days. But, all throughout my time here in Las Vegas, I realized that where I am now, it starts with the foundation of everything I've done since I came here. And, church was one of those big fucking things where I hate it now. I mean, I don't particularly care for any religion. I think the idea of God's bullshit. At least the dogmatic and, generally, those religious views of God. I think it's bullshit. But that base started from somewhere, and it was from church. And a lot of things that have happened throughout my years in Vegas, I mean, it stems from church. And that's the thing, man. As long as you, keep living and growing, you got to realize that, yeah, even the shit that you don't like now, I mean, it's a part of you. It's a part of your experience. It's part of the experience that you culminated throughout your life. And it makes you, right? Whether it's good or bad. So church became this foundation for me when I started living in Las Vegas. Try to live that right life, be a good kid. Whatever the fucking idea was for that, which was insane. Looking back on it now, like, don't fucking do drugs. As I smoke weed and don't drink. Don't do premarital sex, all this crazy shit that I used to say. But that's what happens when you're a kid. That's what happens when you're a part of this fucking system that teaches this weird hypocrisy. Yes, I am talking about religion. It's a huge hypocritical thing. Praise some unknown entity and you have to give your life to it, but you can't question what the fuck that bullshit is. Fuck out of here, man. So when I graduated high school on June 9, 2009, it became, I believe, a gateway to the next chapter of my life. And it was that summer before college where I started thinking about a lot of things. It was a time where my family didn't have much. And when I say that, I really mean that. We had our power shut off for at least a couple weeks at a time because we couldn't pay our fucking power bills. And so, yeah, NV Energy or whatever the fuck they used to call themselves, I forget. It was like fucking NV Power, right? Before that shit. But my family couldn't pay the fucking bills on time. So that summer, I mean, my mom and I, we would go to the park or the library almost every day because the library was a free public space. As long as you have, some sort of electronic device that can connect to Wi-Fi, I mean, you still have some availability of entertainment. And you can reserve a computer for an hour. And again, free air conditioning. And if you're hungry, you can just kind of scrape up all the fucking change you got in the house and buy some vending machine food. It's so fucking crazy thinking about it now that I can laugh about it. But, back in that time, it was fucking horrifying. Like, oh my God, this is what I have to deal with. And I'm sure, doubly so for my parents. Like, oh my God, what the fuck do we do? And by that time, my dad was, taking odd jobs, driving trucks, interstates, and shit like that. And it was a weird fucking time. But that summer really, I guess, molded my view of life and a lot of other things. And when I entered college, that was when I just dropped religion and a lot of other things just started happening in college where your worldview gets expanded. And that's what happens in college. You go to college, you do stupid shit because that's what you're supposed to do. Right? I don't intentionally do it, but if you do it, it happens. It happens. Just don't fucking kill yourself, or rape or murder, or any of that fucking crime shit. Don't do that. But it is a time of exploration. It is a time of expansion in the mind, and a lot of things started just unfolding in my head about life, where it wasn't what I was intended to believe. It wasn't the whole script that you can follow that you would think that you can do as a kid. Like, oh, I'm going to go to school. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to take the fucking LSATs. Then I'm going to get to fucking law school. Then I'm going to become a goddamn lawyer. And like my dad said, I'm going to marry a goddamn Korean woman. And then I'm going to just buy a big ass house, have some fucking nice ass kids, all Korean, pure blood. Like, what the fuck? That shit gets shattered like within years. And yeah, man. When you base your life around a certain concept for a majority of your fucking time, you break away and you do a lot of dumb shit. And I've done dumb shit in college. Not gonna lie about that. But it kind of carried me into my 20s. Right? I mean, it's crazy because I had my first alcohol when I was 20. Surprise, kids. I'm a late bloomer. Yet I sit here before you, indulging in some debauchery. But yeah, I remember just trying to be that straight-edged kid, but you realize that, you got to have a little bit of a chaotic side, especially in college. You got to kind of get that out of your system. And graduating college and taking a trip with some colleagues, it's another fucking realization in your head that for me personally, it was, I don't really need people to be happy. I can find happiness in loneliness. And, that's where this whole kind of introverted aspects started growing more and more. And after that college trip, I had about a year and a half off from anything. I didn't do shit for a year and a half. Then got my fucking first job at Macy's. Macy's, man. That was a great time. I can't complain about my time at Macy's at all. At all. My fucking supervisor was great. The dude right below him, the lead, awesome guy. The crew was great. I mean, you had, a couple of annoying cats, but I mean, everyone just got the fucking job done. You get paid minimum wage, but it's like it's the shit. You just fucking do work and chill and get paid. And for the first time, I was understanding what money was. And eventually, thanks to my brother, I get to the next stage of my career at that point of working at the hotels. And in the hotel industry, man, it completely changed my life. It completely changed how I saw the world. Because think about this. If you work at the hotels in Las Vegas, you are literally dealing with the world. You're dealing with people from all over the world. And it really does open your eyes to what the world actually is. It's fucking massive. It's not this little fucking pond that you occupy in for the majority of your life. The world is much bigger than that. And that's what really got me when I started working the hotels. And the next step was on, September 22nd or 21st. I don't recall the specific date, but I'm going to say the 22nd, September 22nd, 2015, when I got my first ever promotion in a professional setting, right? And this was a very short time where I got, in my eyes, a lot of, I suppose, power in that sense, in a very egotistical sense, power, where people were enabling me to do more in terms of responsibility, but I had more freedom compared to everybody else that was within that department. And for better or worse, it made me feel what ego was. Like truly, for the first time, I felt like I could just, I suppose, just get a lot of things done with just a swift fucking slap of my hands. And it's so crazy that all of that just piled up into a disastrous fucking fall within the company for me. And I can admit that now. Like, dude, I could laugh about it now because I know I was a fuckhead. I know I was in the wrong. At the same time, I'm not going to say the company was perfect. I still hold them to fucking, some level of accountability in terms of how they ran the department, how they handled morale, and how they handled night-to-night situation in terms of, available resources, inventory, and satisfying that to the demand, and oftentimes over demand. And yeah, I'm talking exactly about the fucking desk at the goddamn Flamingo. Damn, man. I was so fucking salty about that shit for a long time. And I was actually suspended from my job because I made a fucking huge mistake. And it was actually my fault. It was. But at that moment, it was a very toxic mindset in my head where it was just me against them. Like, I hated the Flamingo. I hated that place. And I hated what they did to me. And I held them to this fucking, this rage circle in my brain. Like, I will fucking destroy this place. Not in the crime sense, motherfuckers. Can you fucking calm down with that assumption shit? Like, chill, motherfucker. Chill. Just grab one of these fucking blunts and just chill with me, motherfucker. Because that was my mentality at that time. Like, I was hurt. I was feeling betrayed. And with that, I carried that into my next job where I was going to be loyal as fuck, hardworking motherfucker, and damn near no excuses. I'm just going to go hard. And that's when everything just kind of fell apart on June 20th, 2018. My dad passed away, and I think the next day or two, I quit. I quit that job at the tech company, and I felt it was necessary at that time to just take some time off from the professional environment because I didn't know who I was and I didn't like myself after a couple months in that job. And like I said, many times before on the podcast or on the channel or anywhere else, I would say the tech company I worked at was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. Very comfortable job, well-paying job, and great environment, awesome perks, and couldn't really complain. But that wasn't for me. I just had no connection with it emotionally, nor psychologically, really. And when my dad died, it really got to that point where I had to assess what my dad had done for his life and what I have done, what I was going to do, and what I was doing. And when you have a death in the family, it makes you really assess shit like that. It just happens to be like that, man. Not always. I mean, I've had family members who died where, it's sad. It is horribly sad, but I don't freak the fuck out. But, when you live with somebody for, all of your fucking life. All of your fucking life, dude. It changes you. God damn it. Smoking all that weed gets your fucking throat all congested. Why don't you just stop smoking? I can fucking stop smoking anytime I want it to, you goddamn bitch. Because it's weed. It's not cigarettes, bitch. And by the way, unpopular opinion. Cigarettes are fucking disgusting, okay? First of all, they smell like ass and they taste like ass. And when you fucking, blow out the fucking smokes from that shit, you just fucking feel the nasty assness from your mouth out to your fucking tongue, to your nose again. Like, why would you put yourself through that? Oh, but weed smells nothing like fucking cigarettes. Like, weed, it smells fresh as fuck, bitch. The fuck you talking about, man? That's just my little gripe against cigarettes. I don't care for cigarettes. I've had a couple of cigarettes in my lifetime, and one of those weird stories in my life that I have to share right now is I remember a couple years back I went to a nightclub, and I was really fucked up that night. I was just hammering fucking drinks down, and you're getting to this point where you don't have marijuana, right? And you're just drunk as shit, and the only available option to just kind of have any sort of smoke in your system is a cigarette. And I remember just fucking puffing through like 4 fucking cigarettes in about, an hour. And I felt kind of dizzy, but I was like, all right, I'm kind of better than I would have been just fucking drunk out of my goddamn mind. But oh yeah, the next day I felt fucking terrible. I felt like I was poisoned. Not just the alcohol, but like the cigarettes, like everything about it just came to fruition on the next day. And the hangover was unreal, man. And this is where I sit here before you today on June 21st, 2020. Kids, I am fucking hungover. For real, man. I'm so goddamn hungover. I was drinking all goddamn day. Didn't really smoke all that much. Ate like a goddamn glutton. And woke up really late. Well, that was yesterday. So the drinking was yesterday. The hangover I'm dealing with today, which has been just like a very sporadic pattern of sleeping, eating, trying to work out, getting this thing out out and out. But boy, oh boy. I'm failing fucking miserably. God damn it. Well, listen, I at least got my fucking smokes in the marijuana. Shout out to the Apothecary in Las Vegas, the dispensary I go to get my weed. And I mean, service is fantastic. The people there absolutely lovely, and the price can't beat them. Can't fucking beat them. An ounce for $200? You fucking kidding me? I'll take that any goddamn day. But it helps you just kind of take a step back, right? Just relaxing and chilling, smoking, and trying to recover from a hangover. 22 years have passed since I've been living in this country. 22 fucking years. I'm almost 30. You're an old bitch. Yeah, I know. I'm an old bitch. I ramble on about stupid fucking stories now more than talking about the present moment, because everything else in the present is just fucking retarded. It really is. Is that why you read the Trump ad, you fucking asshole? Shut up! You know what's funny? I actually watched a Trump rally twice last night. Okay? And I gotta say, him, President Trump just talking. At the end of the speech, I said, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to run through a fucking wall for you. Better yet, I'm not going to run through a wall for you. I will build the fucking wall for you, man. All right? Tell me what the fuck to do. Let's fucking go. Let's go, God Emperor. Your soldier is ready. You're a fucking psychopath. Dude. The truth is a bitch. But when you get to the logical conclusion, you'd be very surprised where you end up. Jesus fucking Christ, you almost went super stereotypical Asian. Yeah, I know, bitch. I know. But I was also super stereotypical fucking liberal Democrat douche like 4 years ago. I have an actual fucking recording, okay, from 4 fucking years ago when I talked about fucking Hillary Clinton. And you know what? I'm going to have to actually find the fucking audio clip for this thing. So bear with me, guys. I'm actually pulling up the SoundCloud. We're doing this live as we speak. If you're listening to this on the audio version, I am just trying to essentially tag you along on this journey where I'm wasting more time than anything else to get my fucking track found out. Episode number 6 of the SoundCloud podcast, man. There is a whole fucking bit where I talk about fucking Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and dude, it is cringy as fuck. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to go ahead, have one of the headphones out, and play this shit. God damn it, it's going to be fucking embarrassing as fuck. Oh, God, the intro song.
The other one doesn't. One of them will go to jail, one of them's free.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I'm not certain what I am going to do at this point.
I don't know either, bitch. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
For Clinton, who I think...
Oh, here we go.
And for those of you who vote for Trump, or is telling me nothing's going to change, just stop. Just stop.
Do you hear this, bitch? Do you hear this little bitch?
And guys... Let's bring a little positive. I'm gonna try to bring a little positive.
He's gonna try to bring a little positive because he's a little. He's a little bitch.
Who can vote?
Yeah.
And voted for Clinton.
Yeah.
Who I think was a more viable candidate between the two, despite
really
the fact earlier I did say she wasn't the strongest candidate.
Yeah, she wasn't.
But between the two, if I could have voted, I would have voted for Hillary.
Oh, Hillary! Oh, son, why would you say that? 4 years ago, son, saying that shit. That was real. That was real, motherfucker. And now I am sitting here before you wearing the Trump hat because, you know why? When you start reading and actually researching and following the fucking money, you get to a weird conclusion called the truth. The truth is weird. But in a time of chaos, kids, you need to live in the truth. You do. Otherwise, you are fucked. Okay. And in a time where I'm assessing the times of how long I've been here in the U.S., it's crazy to think that I've had so many fucking ups and downs, changes, and paradigm shifts all throughout my life, and it's happened in so many ways and so many time frames, and always varies, man. It always does, and I'm obviously I always say this. I'm always grateful for my parents for everything they've done for me specifically to get me through school. Um, help me be straight edge, relatively speaking. I mean, never been to jail, never had any issues with the law. Um, kept it pretty cool about it with everything thus far. So, yeah. And hopefully nothing sinister after that. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You're wishing for this. No, motherfucker. How many motherfucking times do I have to tell you, no rape, no murder, no crime. None of that shit. All right? I'm a boring motherfucker, okay? I will follow the goddamn rules tirelessly, but I will do it. You know what I am? I'm the motherfucking guy who will drive in a fucking 25-mile-per-hour zone with nobody watching at 25 miles per hour. That's the motherfucker I am, okay? And that's not boasting about it. That's just what I fucking do. Because that's me. And I will say this, it's through all this culmination throughout the years, the experiences, the hardships, and the fun, the whatever, that I'm here now. Driving 45 on a 45. Watching fucking both ways of the road before I fucking walk. I don't know. Times are weird. But times change. And times go. And times fly. They do, kids. They do. Ultimately, time flies. It does. But it's still great to be living in the United States of America, no matter what time it is. Boom! You know why I say boom? Because I rushed this fucking script and I didn't do shit all day today. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I didn't do shit all day today. Like I said, I was trying to fucking cure a hangover. Even though it's like the 22nd year I've been living in this country, like it's no fucking different day. It like literally every day is the same goddamn day. It's just perspective on how you make a day, right? Right? Carpe diem. Like if you want to carpe diem, carpe diem. But I'm more of a carpe fucking bed, okay? Because holy shit, my brain's been killing me all goddamn day, and the weed is really, really helping. Because when you're hungover throughout the day, you pain and ache a lot. I mean, at least I do, kids. So the weed kind of just suppresses all that down. It's nice. It is. Take off that fucking hat, you racist. Shut up. I don't wear this hat all the time now. Just to upset all you motherfuckers. But simultaneously, I'm also going to self-deprecate myself by wearing Arsenal. Because this club is shit. These motherfuckers right here, yeah, they're shit. They're terrible. I don't know why the fuck they're playing. I don't know why the hell anybody thought it was a good idea to just let these fuckers play. But yeah. Yep. So next episode on the Sky Lounge. Next episode on the Sky Lounge, kids. We're moving into the final days of June. Holy shit. We've done 3 weeks of the 30 for 30 and 30. And you know what? It's so crazy. I actually can't fucking believe that I posted 21 episodes in 21 days now. And we have all about just averaged around 30 minutes altogether. So hip hip hooray! Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Musically inclined. Not really. More challenged than anything else. And that's the free show for today, kids. All right. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music. And also follow me at the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Till next time. Fuck off.